New Orleans artist Richard C. Thomas is sharing his considerable talent in Central Texas. He's sharing his experience with Waco High School students with the Apprenticeship Project, and his work will be on display beginning tomorrow evening at the Kieran Sistrunk Gallery in Waco. And we're so happy to have you here with us. Your work has been featured on buildings. I mean, you do the big murals, and that's kind of what you're here in Central Texas doing, right?
Well, thank you for the welcome, and yes, that's exactly why I'm here.
Well, so what you're going to be doing is working with the students, and these certain students have been already identified as being part of this program.
That's right, and we've gone as far as we're entering to our fourth week. Kids have been trained well. We've gone through a series of interviews with community leaders to talk about the kinds of things that could appear in the mural to help us along with identifying symbols and images to represent. And so the kids, the final designs have been done and selected, and we've actively gotten started on both buildings with wonderful designs going. And so we're waiting to begin to fill it in with color.
All right, well, speaking of color, we're seeing some of the work that I would presume is going to be on display at the gallery, and your opening is tomorrow evening at Kieran Sistrunk. And
Yes.
Tell me about your work. You kind of developed a style all your own.
Yeah, over the years, when I first started out, I was a very angry painter, and then I thought, I live in a wonderful city, and everywhere you go, like New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, there's indigenous art by artists, and that represent those cities. But I felt my own city did not have the same visual imagery. So I decided to create something called visual jazz to describe the wonderful the ways that we celebrate life in New Orleans through music, of course, through dance. What's called the second line. I don't know if you've ever seen us do that with umbrellas and handkerchiefs.
Oh, yes.
And so most of my work represent those ideas and those concerns about life and the celebration of life in New Orleans.
Well, your time in New Orleans, though, also dealt you quite a blow when Katrina happened. You lost everything in the flood.
Just about, and just wherever I had my art, it seems like the water wanted it.
Oh, my goodness. So you were really starting from scratch, you said.
Yeah, I had to start from scratch. It's okay, artists can do that. And when I was going through it, it was miserable. The cleanup was horrible because you see all the work that you've done and you go, oh, I didn't sell this piece, I didn't sell that piece, and it's not in someone's home. And you realize that's a total loss. You'll never be able to reclaim that. And so starting from scratch just meant every year just cranking out new things. And thank God we have wonderful festivals every year in New Orleans, and especially the Jazz and Heritage Festival. Even the year after Katrina, I was invited to create a poster for them. And then the mayor of the city of New Orleans at the time invited me to do a poster to welcome citizens back to New Orleans, and that was a very good thing. And then I got to do, I kept working as an artist in South Lafourche Parish. I did a series of posters to represent the concerns of the vanishing wetlands in the river parishes and in the swamp areas in New Orleans.
And so folks can see your work beginning tomorrow evening, the opening at the Kieran Sistrunk Gallery on Washington in Uptown Waco, and also a couple of public times that folks can come and help paint on these murals, and we'll be having more information on that in the coming days. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you,
Richard,
for
being
me.
with us,
Thank
and
you.
a happy 4th of July to you.
Happy 4th to you.